Okay, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gents, I just spent 15 minutes, 16 minutes doing a video, and it's the keep my wife's name out your mouth video. Now, it has nothing, promise you, to do with the Will Smith and Chris Rock thing. I was just explaining something in the video, and I'm going to redo that video for y'all's sake. You see, only one person watched the video, and then that person is still watching, but now the video gone. Okay, so they won't be watching that one no more. So give me a second, y'all, so I can show y'all what I was talking about. Okay, get on out of here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what I have done, what I did do, what I am going to do, let's get rid of this because I don't need that. What we're going to talk about right now is this one right here. What I did, y'alls, is I created a motion, a template, basically just a template, and it's in any quote you want, just a motion template. You put the parties, the names go where the dots are. Whom you is, you always put yourself up top. Never put nobody else above you. Okay? All right. Put yourself here, put them here. All right? Common law petition for whatever you going to make it for. And then you start with your numbering down here. And you got paragraph upon paragraph in boxes. All you got to do is fill in the blanks. Just seriously fill in the blanks. Then you have your verification. Validation and verification. It is witnessed by and before God on this day under penalty of divine retribution, if otherwise. You don't need to do anything under penalty of nobody's perjury. Ain't no requirement for no perjury penalty. Perjury is a statute. You don't have to do anything under statute, people. How-chu! Exactly. All right, anyway. Then you fill in the blanks. See, dot, 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 blanks. Fill it in. Then trustee for the trust of blah, blah, blah. Many of y'all been doing beneficiary, but please understand, I am operating on behalf of a trust. All of our organizations are trust organizations. You all should be operating on behalf of your trust. Every time you go into court on behalf of the trust. It's okay to be a trustee on behalf of the trust because the trustee assumes no liability, ladies and gentlemen. Go in behalf of the trust, and you don't have to be an attorney to be in a trustee in one of their courts of equity because that's how they're operating. Whew. So glad we got that out of the way. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you want to put your little case text, case law down here? Then you put memorandum of court opinion. And then you put your whatever it is down here. That's what this section is for. And like that, it's finished. This is only 3 pages, and most of it is empty. Okay? It's just a template. You can create the template too. Let me show you how to do it real quick. Those of you who have Microsoft Word, it's simple. Take your Microsoft Word, go into options. Options. Then when you get to option, go to customize. I want a custom ribbon. And there's going to be this developer. You're going to click developer. See, it's going to be unclick when you see it. You're going to click it, and it's going to be like, oh, thank you. I've been waiting for somebody to do that all this time. Thank you, master. Thank you. And you're going to say, shut up. And it's going to say, oh, come on, master. And you're going to be like, look, don't let me have to tell you again. I will uncheck your, okay? Oh, master, no, I need you to check me, master. I needs to be checked, master. Put me in my place. And there you go. That's the conversation you're going to have with your computer. And then after you do that, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to have this developer thing. Now, let's say I want to do this right here. You see this right here? I should have done it in the first place, but I typed that. I want to put that in a box. Put it in the box. Put that in the box. No, put it in the box right now. Put it in the box. Put the pup in the basket. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Watch this. If you've never seen Silence of the Lamb, precious, precious. Okay, put the in the basket. Okay. Lord have mercy. Don't know why he had a puppy sitting down there in the first place. That dog would have been dead if. Look, if you cared so much about Precious, I would have made her precious. Okay. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, everything's in a box. If you want to create a box, it's this one right here. It's the opposite of what I just did. Instead of putting it in a box, you can take this and do a box. Okay. For instance, let's get down here to this section. I think everything's in a box. Is this in a box? Is this in a box? Everything's in a box. It's all in a box, mama. It's in a box. Okay, everything's in a box. Why do you put everything in a box? So it's easier for me to fill it out. It's easier for me to keep things organized. It's like doing a one Word document as a PDF. because that's how it prints up anyway. So it's doing a Word document as a PDF, but I keep everything in boxes. Okay. Oh, you're just boxing yourselves in. Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you what I was doing. What I was doing, what was I doing? Well, because some idiot is bringing a lawsuit against the Arbitration Association, I am the trustee. If you ever go and you look at the terms and conditions, which nobody reads, okay, anybody who engages the Arbitration Association engages in the terms and conditions of the agreement. But the terms and the conditions of the agreement, as I've always said, is not meant to harm anyone. Terms and conditions says, hey, if you keep the original agreement and be fair, whew, we're going to keep our portion of the agreement. We're going to be fair. But if you start acting a fool, then we ain't going to act the fool, but we're going to make sure you ain't going to be doing much acting. That's what the arbitration agreement on the website says. So these idiots don't realize that they've agreed to the arbitration agreement. So, ladies and gentlemen, the information that's here, as you see, Dun and Bradstreet, Dunn's number, but there's another number up here, the SIC number. If you do research on this SIC number, I'm going to do control, and then I'm going to hit the space bar. Oh, I didn't want supposed to be control space. It's supposed to be control, and what's the other bar? The just the tapping of the right mousing. So let me do control. Control! That's what I want to do. Control! Now I'm all grown up. Ah! All right, let's do this. I did control and I right click. And we gonna use, let's use frugal. I don't mind using, my torch, but I want to use frugal. There go frugal. Frugal. All right. Just want to let you know we're gonna get to that wife's name, mouth, and all that stuff. Federal courts. This is their SIC number, ladies and gentlemen. Parent industry courts. Okay. This is the federal courts. This is because I have a Dunce account. I mean, a Dunce account. I do have a Dun and Bradstreet account. And because I have that account, I can pull up this junk on these stupid courts proving that they're corporations. Okay, this account costs $5,000 per year. It was well worth it. And not only do I pull it up for the courts, but I pull up everything I can about these idiots. SATCOM officer service at $100 a pop. Sorry, because it costs us $5,000 for the service and it's coming out of my pocket, I've donated it to SATCOM. So they're going to be offering the service, providing people proof of the corporation entity. Okay, given all the background, here's how you provide proof that they're corporations, ladies and gentlemen. Sure, all government is a corporation. Every government is a corporation, no matter, even if it's a one-man government. Okay, even if it's a one man, one woman, one child, doesn't matter. No matter what type of government it is, it's a corporation. Are you saying God's government? You better believe God's government is a corporation. God's government is a corporation. God's kingdom is a government. That's right. It's called a kingdom. King dominated. Let your kingdom come. It's king dominated. It's a government. God's government is what you're asking to come. Nobody taught y'all that? Ain't y'all loving churches members supposed to be knowing that God's kingdom is a government? Meaning king ruled? Who's the king of God's government? Well, according to the scriptures, he's enthroned his son. Go back and look. Daniel, the 7th chapter, talks about the inauguration. It happened after he was put to death, almost 2,000 years later. Don't believe me? Go and read. It's a prophecy. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad I segued into the thing about the true God. In the Bible, his name appears 7,000 times. Go look at your Bible, and I guarantee you will probably only find it less than 10 times. If it's more than 10 times, I need to know what you're reading, because in the times before Jesus, there was this systematic effort to remove his name from the Bible. Because he's holy. The Bible says he's holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy is Jehovah. So if he's holy to the superlative power, us imperfect humans shouldn't even be pronouncing his name. That's sacrilege. We're sitting up here blaspheming God's name just by pronouncing it. What these idiots said. Ladies and gentlemen, 7,000 times. On average, a Bible has 1,500 pages in it. That is the Bible. That's aside from glossaries and definitions and all that other stuff. 1,500 pages on average per Bible, depending on the font size and the size of the Bible itself. 1,500 pages is the average. Well, ladies and gentlemen, 7,000 times? Well, 7,200 plus times his name appeared in the original Bible, meaning the complete Bible. Notice this. Want y'all to pay attention. That's an average of 2 times per page for the Bible. So that means everybody reading it would have come across his name at least once or twice in reading throughout the course. So that means if he put it in there 7,200 plus times, that means he wanted us to know his name and to use it. So where did those idiots get off with taking it out? Did he not warn them of what will happen to the morons who took things out of his word, the Bible? So God's name originally in the Bible 7,000 times? Yeah, I'm one of Jehovah's Witnesses. I talk about my God. I witness about Jehovah. See how I live up to my name? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I did explain that in the other video, which is why I took the time to explain it in this one. Why? Because I'm trying to put all the information that was in the other video that didn't have any sound. You see, I just reformatted this computer, and this did not keep or save these. Even though I just did a video yesterday, they were supposed to be saved. I was supposed to check them before I did the video, but I said to myself, oh no, it worked yesterday. I don't have to check it again. And there you go. That's the end result. So I have to undo and redo that video. Sorry, Charlie. It'll be up in a second. Now, let's talk about the latter part because I'm trying not to go over the total amount of time. Ladies and gentlemen, what you see here is one of the entities that's coming our way that's trying to get our attention. Now, this is the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals. All of the federal district courts in the Fifth Circuit is under the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals. This is a corporation, ladies and gentlemen. You see, this is their headquarters. And all the other ones, when you look up their names, they're branches of this circuit court. Look, this is their dunce number, showing that they are a corporation engaged in international commerce because dunce does international, does local to, does all corporations throughout the known stratosphere. Known stratosphere. Stratosphere. Okay, now that we've talked about that, ladies and gentlemen, according to this, let's go to the top because we can't start from the bottom because we'll never make it to the top. I want to tell you I was doing this document and putting together, see that right there? And I was saying, no, not that one. Not that one. It's this other. Oh, it's at the bottom of all of this, not the top. See, you got to start from the bottom. I went to the top. I'm sorry. The following employer identification numbers, EINs, in addition to the aforementioned associated are attached here too by reference. Hey, get on back over here. Sorry, I must have jumped off course. I don't know where I went. I was right here. The employee identification numbers are directly associated with the aforementioned entities. There is a possibility, possibility that these aforementioned entities and those whom are listed hereafter will claim some sort of sovereign immunity. Sovereign! I'm sovereign! Under the Sovereign Immunities Act or Sovereign Immunities Doctrine. We do hereby attach their comprehensive annual financial report. Thank you, Clint Richardson. I'm sorry, Clint Richardson did the YouTube video on Corporation Nation 2012, where he talked about the comprehensive annual financial report. And when he explained how they tried to hide these records, Lord have mercy. So I give him the credit every time. Inclusive of records. I've added records to the things to ask for. He only said notes, ledgers, term definition, and references, which would substantially and clearly document the private ownership of these entities and that they are not federal or state-sponsored agencies. The aforementioned reference records are also clearly document the profiteering and unjust enrichment of these agencies, as they each charge a fee when dealing with their public trust duties and or assignments. Ladies and gentlemen, a corporation that engages in commerce A corporation that engages in commerce is prohibited by international law from making any type of claims of sovereignty. Now, why is it a corporation engaging in commerce? Why is that the case? Does anybody know? I do. Okay, tell us. Well, because government can't make profits. Hey, you're right. you you must have been paying attention. Oh yeah, I pay attention. Government can make profits. hmm But they can make apostles and they can make disciples, but they can't make profits. Oh, that wasn't funny. All right, ladies and gentlemen, a sovereign entity cannot make a profit. Why is it that they can't make a profit? Because they're not permitted to engage in commerce. Why? Because governments can manipulate commerce because of their power and influence. They can't be engaged in profiteering because they could make everybody else the poorest while they're the richest. That's why the doctrine is in place that governments cannot engage in commerce. Ladies and gentlemen, remember, profit is commerce. Anyone who makes a profit is engaged in commerce. That's why you never record income on federal income tax if you have no income. If you are impoverished, if you are living from paycheck to paycheck, means that you do not have a profit. Anything above your necessities is a profit. If you are at the end of the year left with less than $12,500, you have not made a profit. If you cannot find in your bank account an extra $12,500 at the end of the year, you are in the poverty section of the law. Remember, no one can be taxed on their wages. You can be taxed on your tips, but you cannot be taxed on your wages. Ladies and gentlemen, let me say this again. You don't believe me? Call them and ask them. Call them and ask them. They want to tell you that your income is counted on every penny. That is a lie. Go back and look at the last video and see how they cannot charge you interest. Taxes are an interest because they cannot charge you on your wages. They're charging you interest for using the monies. That's right. And even though you're not being paid in that new money, you're participating in the economy, you're doing your taxes wrong. You, in my opinion, should be using the accrual method of accounting. Accrual method of accounting is just the offset. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I've been telling you for years, let them come my way and question me on my taxes. I'm telling you, I don't have time for it, but by all means, let's prove this. Just like I'm saying in this case right now, I'm telling them I've had enough of you ignorant mother. Pay attention to this. I was sitting up here thinking, I got to do this because this is important. I was going over this case in my head because I was thinking if I say all these organizations or corporations, they'll say, yeah, well, they're corporations, so what? That doesn't mean this. And I do the back and forth in my head, and I was gonna say to myself, what would I say back to a judge if he said that? And the first thing I thought about is the moment a judge tells me, yeah, they could be corporations, but what of it? Keep my wife's name out your mouth. Is what I was gonna say. And then I started laughing because I said to myself, wait a minute. What can he say? What can he do? He can only warn me, but he can't do anything. There was nothing he could do. You talk about embarrassing. And I would look at him and I say, embarrassing, isn't it? To sit up here and just say something so stupid. That's what I would say. Now, I'm not telling any one of you to do what I just did, but I'm telling you for a fact that is the personality which you see before you, and that's exactly what I would do had I not had time to think about it. If I got caught off guard and a judge said something stupid to me, I would say, keep my wife's name out your mouth and let the judge look at me saying, sir, we will not have those type of outbursts in this court. Well, then you need to stop. I mean, it sounded kind of stupid, didn't it? The same as that comment you just made. And then the comment you made before that. See, you can say all of these stupid things on the record, but when somebody else does it, you want to raise objection. Equal protection of law says you can't do that. Now, unless you're going to offer an objection other than your words with proof, and don't want to hear no opinion of no court, because an opinion of a court doesn't establish a single law. Opinions of a court doesn't establish a single right. Roe v. Wade, you heard what the Supreme Court said, and I agree with them. Doesn't have anything to do with religion or right to life or any of that stupid stuff. You're saying religion is stupid. You better believe I'm saying religion is stupid. Religions are man-made. Religions are stupid because man is stupid. Got anything else to say? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, the Supreme Court released that opinion on purpose because they needed to see what the public, they needed to soften the blow on the public. So when they do release it next month, you'll see they're going to be explaining themselves. But they've already worked it out because now they get to explain themselves according to public opinion. Whereas before, they just came up with a ruling, but this was the softest way to ease it upon you. The Supreme Court in Roe v. Wade overstepped their bounds. Why? Because there is nothing in the Constitution giving them the authority to authorize abortions. Whether you believe it's life or don't believe it's life, nothing in the Constitution gave them the authority over someone's life unless they've committed a crime. Go ahead. Listen to how they are going to explain it. Look, I haven't read their opinion. I haven't listened to the news. I just know that somebody was supposed to have leaked something. I know they haven't leaked anything. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I really have been bombarded and overwhelmed with all of the stuff that's been going on, and I haven't had time to do anything for myself. After I did that video last night, I went to sleep, and I stayed asleep. You talk about somebody who was fatigued. I woke up this morning, what was it, 5 o'clock? But I was fully rested because I went to sleep at 8 o'clock. So we're about 8:30, so I woke up about 5:30. So I had my almost 8 hours of sleep. Well, technically, we know it's a little bit over 8 hours, but 8 hours of sleep because I did wake up at least once. But I got rest. I didn't just get sleep. And you better believe I hit the REM stage at least 3 times last night. So I can tell you that I am okay for today. But I was doing this motion and I was highlighting all of these corporations that claim to be government. Now I'm going to highlight how all of this correlates to this one matter. See, I don't want to just be bringing something into the matter that has no relationship. Now I need to prove the relationship between the parties. Just that simple. And I start off by proving the relationship between the first party. Let's go up here and let me show you the first party. Oh Lord, I didn't know it was this many pages. Woo-wee. Did I go too far? I think I went too far. Man, you done went too far. Oh, sorry. They did a motion to vacate and for injunction, declaratory judgment, and all that stupid stuff. So one of the things is a school, and it's a district school. The district of where Eastern District. Uh-oh, I missed everything. Where are you at? Mississippi. It's the Eastern District of Webster County. And so Webster County is the district, but it is the county. Well, we know that all counties are within states. And since the county is within the state and controlled by the state and receives its budget from the state, then we go to the state. Since the state receives its budget and control, remember, the courts of the state, we show the correlation between the two. See, this person has sought redress and has not been able to get it. I gotta wait for my screen to catch up to me. So, and this video is now 10 minutes longer than the other videos, so I'll stop at 27, 3 more minutes. But anyway, showing the correlation between the state and that organization and showing how one receives money from the other, then I can show that there is a nexus. So my job now is to put together the nexus all the way up to the federal district court. Ladies and gentlemen, hold on one second. Give me 1 second. Miss Government Worker, could you hold on 1 second while I tell these people I gotta go? Okay, she says okay, so I gotta go because she wants to talk about something that ain't got nothing to do with y'all because she thinks y'all stupid. Okay, so have a good day, have a good day, everybody. Goodbye.